Hello everyone, in this video we are going to cover three constraints which are parallel, perpendicular and angle. So let's start this tutorial. We are going to learn parallel. What do you mean by parallel? As per the definition, if two lines do lie in the same plane and they are not going to intersect each other for infinity, that means they are parallel to each other. And this is the pictorial representation of the parallel. Now let's start understanding the parallel constraint. So for that, just need to go to the assembly constraint, and here we have parallel. Now let's read the definition, what the definition has been given in the software. So defines the direction vectors of two objects as parallel to each other. So we are going to understand the constraint through the demonstration. So it's the time to understand this through the demonstration. Now I'm just going to cancel this. So this is the orientation of the robotic arm, and you can see that this is not so appropriate as if I just go to this view like here. So it is tilted in that plane. So I'm just going to define a plane here, so which is already defined. Now you can see the orientation here. So suppose this is the vertical plane, and here you can see the arm is going like this and then to this and then this. So we are going to correct this using the parallel assembly constraint. So for that, just go to assembly constraints here, and here I'm just going to have the parallel, and I'll choose this face, then this plane. Now you can see the arm, or you can say as gripper, is okay, but this forearm, which is this link, so for that I just need to give the parallel relation again. So I'm just going to click here and then here. Now you can see this is how we can get the use of parallel assembly constraint. Earlier it was like this, but now it is like this. So it is all up to you that how you are going to use this constraint. I hope the assembly constraint of parallel is clear to you. Now let's move forward to the next constraint, which is perpendicular. So I'm just going to deactivate all the constraints. Now let's understand about the perpendicular constraint. As per the definition, if two lines do intersect each other at right angle, they are said to be as perpendicular to each other. Now let's understand the definition from here as well. So it defines the direction vectors of two objects as perpendicular to each other. Now let's have the demonstration of the same. Here one thing, instead of face you can also select the edges or curves. So if I just select here and just go to the selection filter, these are the options which you can select. So top border bar is so important, you can just activate or deactivate it through this. Just have a right click here and then just go to top border bar. You will see a tick in front of the top border bar. So this is how you can activate or deactivate it. So I usually keep it a practice to always keep it activated. So I recommend you to always turn it on. Now we are into the perpendicular and I need a plane here. So I'm just going to have a plane like this. So what my intention is this, that I need this face, this highlighted face, let me just highlight that, this face to be get perpendicular to this. So for that we have our assembly constraint which is perpendicular. So just click on this, now select the face and then this. Now we will have the configuration like this. Just click on apply. Now each time you are going to apply any of the constraint, please keep in this mind that each time you have to click on apply, otherwise the constraint will fail. Now let me show you that thing what it means. So for that I am just going to delete this constraint, suppose, and have the undo. Again just go to assembly constraint and this time again this face and then this. Now you can see we have given the constraint, and here you can see that select two objects is blank now. This is showing only in the graphics window. We have to make sure either to click on OK or apply to get it stored. Otherwise, if I click on cancel, it will disappear. If I just click on keep changes, it will be there. If I click on discard changes, it will be not there. Okay, so let me have that as well, so that it will be very clear to you that what it means. Now I click on cancel and then discard changes. You can see it got disappeared. So make sure to click on apply or OK. So again, let's go to the assembly constraint, and I'm just going to pick this and then this. Click on apply. So this has been stored into the constraint navigator. I'll also show you the constraint navigator so that you can easily navigate between the constraints. Now click on OK. So this is how it is going to appear. So I'm just going to increase its size, and here we have the constraint navigator. I have given the perpendicular relation and then this perpendicular. So as so far we have covered about the parallel and perpendicular. Now it's time to understand about the angle constraint. So for that we have this assembly here. Now what do you mean by angle? Let's understand through the definition. So here specifies an angle between two objects optionally around a specific axis, because we have two options in angle, which are 3D angle and orient angle, and this time we are just going to understand about the 3D angle. If you want to have a video on orient angle as well, you can just let us know through the comment box. So first we are just going to have the understanding about 3D angle. So suppose if I need an angle to be get defined between this plane and this face. So here comes an angle, and the angle value is 163.55. So I can increase or decrease it. It all depends on us that what value do we need here. So I'm just going to give the limit here, that this is going to be the upper limit and this is going to be lower limit. So it will not cross that limit. Okay. So the upper limit is going to be 180. And the lower limit is going to be, let's see how this is going to be. So for that I'm just going to deactivate both the limits. First I just need to check the maximum reach of that point. So I do not want to go beyond this. So the lower limit is going to be 156. So I'm just going to have the 156 here. So here you can see the angle value is less than the lower limit of 156. So here I'm just going to give it as 157. Now click on OK. We are going to understand about the limit, that what is the meaning of limit. So for that I'm just going to untick this and click on OK. Now we have the limit of 156 to 180. Now just have a right click here and then just go to move component. Now here I'm just going to have this, so I'm just going to place over this. This is the option of move handles only, so that the movement of the component will be not there if this is activated. Now I'm just going to deactivate this and let's see what will happen. You can see I cannot go beyond this limit. Okay, so this is how it is going to work. So here I have not given any of the constraint. So let's see the difference between these two moments. So I'm just going to rotate like this. So you can see this offers the limitless rotation to this part. So this is how we need to control this movement through the assembly constraint. So I hope the assembly constraint is clear to you. Let me give you a short brief about the assembly constraint of angle again. So for that, just go to assembly constraint, then go to angle and make sure to give the angle as 3D angle, and then you have to just select two objects. Make sure the first object should be completely defined. As in my case, the xy plane is properly defined. That's why I have taken this plane and then I have taken this face. And if you do not want to set the limits, so for that you can just untick both these options if you do not want to give the limits. If you want to give the limits, you can activate them, and in case you want to give only the angle, then you can define the angle from here. So simply, so this is how we can just give the relation of assembly constraint. I hope all the constraints have been clear to you, which are parallel, perpendicular, and angle. Still, if you have any confusion, the comment box is open to you. You can just comment and let us know. So this is all in this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed this video on assembly constraint of parallel, perpendicular, and angle. If you believe that you have learned something new from this video, please do hit a like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our channel because this is Cat to Live for you.